Hello, world. It's been a while. It's been a long time. Mama Voice is here, and I just wanted to come on and have a brief conversation. Of course, my topic is always is relationships, and this particular segment, I just wanted to talk about marriage and the expectation that people may have, and just touch on some things that I, in my study, have been enlightened on. So let's get into it. Okay. So, marriage, most of the time, people have this ideal thought process when it comes to marriage. They have the thought of when you come together, you get married, everything is just wonderful and you in love, and the two of you are just gonna live happily ever after. That is the hope, that is the desire, but sometimes things don't always work out the way we want them to. We have to understand that each person involved, the two parties involved, they have lives prior to coming together. So I always encourage any of my friends or people that come to me and say, when they first tell me they're going to get married, my first question is, have you been to counseling? That's normally the first thing I ask, because I believe that people need to have counseling first with a professional to go over the things that they may not have thought of when it comes to marriage. We always think about the wedding day, and that's the exciting part of it all, is the wedding day and the guests, and how we're going to celebrate, or what we're going to do after, as far as the honeymoon and everything like that. But after all of that is over, you've had your big day, you've basically celebrated, and you've gone on the honeymoon. Now it's time for the reality check. Now it is time for us to go into living together. And if you wasn't living together before you got married, hello, now you're moving in with one another, and now you're going to see each other for who you really are. You're going to see him or her's bad habits. You're going to see him or her's flaws. You're going to see things that you don't even like, or may not even be shocked and be like, oh my God, I didn't even know he was like that. Or I didn't know she was like that. You're going to see those moments of, not so beautiful, or those moments of him not being so handsome or good looking, or what have you. You're going to see those moments of, their personality that you didn't see before, or whatever. And that's if you haven't been living together prior to. And then you also going to see things that you didn't, their habits. If you haven't been together a long time, where you don't know their spending habits, their ways of managing their business, or what have you. These are all of the things that should be checked out prior to getting married. But sometimes they don't, people don't really pay attention to that part. Also know that they have their habits, their routines, their ways of life prior to becoming one with you. So it's going to take a little time to get used to, adjusted, or what have you. So those are the things that, and in all honesty, I always say that when it comes to marriage, 3 years the first 3 years are most likely the roughest and the toughest. If you can get past the first year, you're good. But I say the first 3 years can be the roughest and the toughest, only because, the first year, yeah, you're getting to know each other, you're getting used to one another, what have you. But then you still have those things that you're adjusting to, even in the second and the third year. And I said by 3 years, if you've made it 3 years, you pretty much have gotten used to that person or that individual. But it is so important, for you to get to know who you're going to marry prior to. And I don't agree with living with one another prior to. I don't agree with that. I don't agree with that, but it is important for you to spend time with one another, getting used to their habits, getting used to the things that they do, understanding what they do, what their life is like, prior to getting married. Because once you get married, if you are not familiar with how they go about their life, it's going to be a shock. It's going to be, to the point where some people can't even handle it, as far as their lifestyle, their work habits, their thought process when it comes to family, their thought process when it comes to togetherness. He may be a person that, he loves you. He wants to spend the rest of his life with you, but he's not willing to spend every waking moment. He don't want to be around you 24/7. He has his own life. You have your own life or whatever. And it could be vice versa. Those are the things that you all should discuss. You may love each other and attract to one another, and that this is the person that you want to be with. However, there are still things that needs to be talked about and, understood prior to getting married. And if he's doing or she's doing things that you don't like, during the dating period, that is the time to discuss. Now, if they didn't show you that during the dating period, okay, yeah, sometimes it happens that way too, where I didn't even know they were like this or whatever. And it's gonna take getting used to. But I always say, that's what counseling is for, communicating with one another, talking things out, making sure you are both on the same page and the understanding of, why you even got married in the first place. What's the motive? What was the motivation behind your marriage? There should be common goals, a common thought process there. It should be more than just, oh, I love her, I like the way he look, I like the way she looks, or whatever, and she compliments me, he compliments me, or what have you. We make a great couple. It has to be more than that. There has to be a deeper connection. And I even say, even on a spiritual level, there should be a connection or what have you. So these are the things that to me are very important. And I feel as though I want to share with my audience these thoughts. And of course, feel free in the comments to chime in. Let me know what you think, what you would like me to hear me expound on in the next topic, or what have you. But I just want to touch on these things. Another nugget is, when it comes to the relationship and when it comes to marriage, always communication, of course, is key. Understanding each other and where each other stands, the goal, the point of you all getting married, making sure that you all both are compatible, personality-wise, that you all both want a family, you all are both family oriented, or you're both not on that page or whatever, or you're both career driven, whatever the case may be. Make sure that you're on the same page, or if you're not on, you are willing to work and compromise, because marriage is give and take. It's not all about love. Sometimes don't be enough, unfortunately. You would want to basically, of course, be in love with the person and love the person and desire to be with them. However, it's times when I've seen where people couldn't get past the issues the division of the family of the relationship, that they decide. That's why, of course, divorce is here. You go your separate ways. You love each other, but you can't be together. And it's something that I always wish, I was like, oh my goodness, I wish they would have come to that acknowledgement prior to even going down the aisle. A lot of us, believe it or not, be excited just about for the day, the day to get married. Oh, we're having this wonderful wedding. We get our friends, our families together. It's just a wonderful occasion. And yes, it's an awesome celebration. It's a time, but I believe people should think about that. Also, that's exciting, but also think about the beyond, and prepare for the beyond the wedding day or what have you, because the divorce rate, it's not really necessary. If we would be responsible prior to and do everything that we can to make sure that this is the person we want to be with or whatever. And it's up to you when you are in a relationship. And that's the whole point of this video, is to think about these things. Nobody's perfect. We all go through, we all had horrible breakups or what have you, and they are devastating. And this is the whole point of talking about it, to help us to think about certain things so that next time we don't make these mistakes or what have you. And it's just something that is on my heart. I've been talking about relationships for pretty much the majority of my videos, and that's because it's something that's so near and dear to my heart. I always want people to be happy. I want people to love and find love and be in love and stay together. I hate to hear about, people breaking up and people going their separate ways. Sometimes it be for the best or what have you, because you didn't have any business with the person in the first place. But then sometimes it's like, oh man, I wish that would have worked out. Golly, and you want especially with your friends and your family members, you want them to be happy. You don't want anybody to be alone and not be in a good relationship. So these are the things that I wanted just to touch on this particular video is, when it comes to marriage, newlyweds, understand that things aren't going to always be right out the gate, peaches and cream. Marriage take work. You both going to have to be willing to work at it and want it and desire it and do what it takes to stay together. Prayer. God has to be somewhere in the center, the foundation of your relationship in order for it to work. The people that I know have stayed together for years is because they had that connection with God, and they knew how to pray, and they knew how to go to him when they were going through their rough times and their rough patches. You're not going to love that person every day. That person going to get on your nerves. That person, both vice versa. He going to get on your nerves. She going to get on your nerves or what have you. There's no, perfect relationship. So, every day you're not going to wake up, oh my gosh, I just so love my husband. He's just the most wonderful. Sometimes you're going to look at me and be like, dang, I don't know why I was with him. I don't know what in the heck was I thinking when I married him. What in the world? What is going on? You're going to have those moments, where you look at him and be like, oh, Jesus, or what have you. And vice versa. He's going to look at you and be like, oh my God, I don't know why. Why did I marry her? But it's, it's a thought process of, you loved each other. You wanted to be with one another. And in those moments, you're going to have to basically, pray and, be mature about it, communicate with one another. If someone is getting on your nerves, tell them, talk to them, have a moment. The, Bible talks about, not allowing the sun to go down on your wrath. Don't even go to bed angry. Work it out that before you all lay down that night. Ain't no sleeping in separate rooms. Ain't no you going to get a pillow and a blanket and go sleep on the couch. How about y'all have a conversation and try to work it out. And if you were one of those people that basically when it's wisdom not to, communicate if you're really angry. If you need to take a moment and say, okay, we're upset. Let's not talk about this right now because we don't want to say anything that may hurt each other's feelings or be just totally irrational right now. So let's set up a time that we're going to discuss this, or we're going to work this out, or what have you. When we calm down, then that's a more, a better approach, what have you. But definitely should not let it go too long where you've now harbored, or you're sweeping things up under the rug and you're letting things build up, and then all of a sudden now you just have this blowout. No, you need to deal with the things, and everybody needs to take a step back and look at each other, look at themselves, take a step back, look at myself in the mirror and say, hey, okay, so what I could have done to fix this, or for this to turn out differently. What I could have done to not get it to this point, because everybody's not always right. Take a step back and say, okay, could I have done something different that would have changed the outcome, or what have you? Even when it's a simple argument or whatever, we have to put our pride aside, and for the greater good of the relationship. And that's just working together when you're in a relationship. People have to think that way. And this is my opinion or whatever when it comes to, because it's not easy living with another individual. It's not easy being with another individual sometimes. So these are the things that we have to think about when we are in a relationship. And especially, and not even talking about relationship, I'm talking about marriage, So you've made the commitment. You've said the I do. You've said, for richer, for poor, sickness and health, till death do you part. So it shouldn't be so easy for you to just say, oh, well, I'm done. Let's go get a divorce. I'm filing. I'm filed for divorce. No, it shouldn't be that simple. You have to, y'all made vows. Y'all stood up and said you guys was going to love each other forever. So at least let's try to work towards the forever, and know that it's not going to be peaches and cream. You're going to have good days. You're going to have bad days. You're going to have rough days, but the commitment should be there, where, and understand, no, it's not going to be forever. It's not going to be forever. It's not going to be always, wonderful rainbows and unicorns, peaches and, I would keep saying peaches and cream. It's not going to always be this beautiful picture, but you have to love that person enough, and love yourself enough, and love that person enough to try and work through it, or what have you. And those are just my nuggets. Those are just my, that's my thought process. That's my desire for, people in relationships and marriages, that they take the time, they talk, they work through their problems, and don't let all kinds of outsiders in. Go to counseling, go to a professional, not your mother-in-law, your mama. You go to your mama, she go to her mama. No, because a lot of times family don't need to be involved or whatever. Family be the cause sometime, the problems. So seek professional help. Hopefully, you have a pastor that actually does counseling, that's actually available to assist. But if not, then participate with your EAP at work. Hopefully you have, positions and jobs where they have that benefit, where you could partake in that counseling, or what have you. And that's just was something that was on my heart, because I believe that, again, marriage isn't easy. It's not, and all of this, what you see on social media or what have you, the pictures and the wonderful, everybody looking all beautiful and like it's wonderful, and that's great for those that it truly is for, that it is happy or what have you. But for those that are going through, know that you're not trying to keep up with the Joneses. You're not trying to compete with your friends or this person on the social media. No. Be real with each other, be real with yourselves, and deal with what's really going on in your household or what have you, and not allow outside influence in But you all come together. You all pray. You all talk. You all work for it. And it shouldn't be one-sided. It should be both ways, both sides. Willing and effort has to be shown. Men, I'm going to tell you this. Women desire and need, they need to feel as though they're wanted. They have to feel, they have to know without a shadow of a doubt. And sometimes it's going to take on your end reassurance. Reassure her that she is the one that you love. She's the one that you adore. Give her those signs of, it's not all about material things, but be romantic. The things that you did to get her or whatever. Continue to do that in the marriage. Have those date nights or what have you. Bring flowers home. It's and vice versa. Women, cook for them or whatever. Make a big presentation or whatever in the room or whatever. Be that sexy woman, with the negligee and all that good stuff, that do the same things you were doing, to get each other or whatever. Keep the spice in the relationship as well. That's important too. Those things are very important in the relationship. Put forth the effort. The key is basically both parties putting forth the effort to work on your relationship or what have you. And nobody knows better than the two of you or what have you. And it's all about getting to know your spouse, getting to know, setting aside time, spending with each other. Yes, you work all day. She works all day. Yes, you may have children, but you all need that me time. You all need that us time. So that's when you utilize grandma and aunties and stuff like that. Let them get the kids or what have you. Your friends, the godparents of the children. Set up date nights and get your people involved and say, hey, we need some time or whatever. We need y'all to help. And that's where it takes the family, the village or whatever to say, okay, yeah, I got them. I got you or whatever. That's what it's all about. Because if we have that, then, and that's in a perfect world, of course, or whatever. But those are the things that you have to do to try to make things work as far as marriage and relationship. And of course, I probably didn't touch on a lot of more things that you all are more aware of that I may not even touched on, but it's just something that's been on my heart and I just wanted to share. And I hope you got something from this, me rambling. Maybe, hopefully, excuse me, that you got something from it. And I just wish everyone the best out here in today's society with everything that we got going on. Love is definitely one of the most wonderful things when you definitely find it, and when it's true and when it's faithful. It's an awesome thing. So, and of course, marriage, I believe in it. I believe that basically coming together with someone that have been designed for you, created for you, to live out your days is a wonderful and a beautiful thing. So I'm always rooting for that. And I just want to share with you all today. And of course, I'll be back sooner than later. Like this video, share this video. Please subscribe to my channel, and I hope to see you in the next video.